Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So this video is a quick preview for Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. Of course this fight goes down this weekend, takes place in San Francisco at the Chase Center in USA. Gonna be on DAZN, pay-per-view in the USA. Not sure about the UK. But it's a fight that's kind of crept up on me. It's a fight that hasn't been on the forefront of my mind, but it's a good fight nonetheless. Devin Haney attempting to become a two-weight world champion. And, he jumps in there with Prograis, who, is a dangerous guy in his own right. But the thing with Regis Prograis going into this fight, I'm not really sure where he's at in his career, to tell you the truth. 34 years old, late starter to boxing. I don't think he's got loads of miles on the clock, but the worry I have is since the Josh Taylor defeat, which was a very close fight, could have gone either way in my opinion, but since then, to me, he's been far too inactive, to be honest with you. And the level of competition he's fought since Josh Taylor hasn't been great, to tell you the truth. We're talking about guys like Juan Heraldez, Ivan Redkach, Tyrone McKenna, these sort of guys. And, the inactivity plus the low level of competition makes me wonder where he's at right now. The best guy he's fought was Jose Zepeda, where he won that vacant WBC title. And Prograis did look very good in that fight. He actually stopped Jose Zepeda, which isn't an easy task. He looked really good in that fight. But that's been his only opponent of real note since Josh Taylor. I didn't think he looked particularly great against Ivan Redkach. I don't think he looked great against Danielito Zorrilla in his last fight. People actually felt he lost to Zorrilla. I don't think he did. I felt he won, but yeah, he didn't look great in that bout. Zorrilla was moving, being awkward, and Prograis kind of struggled to close down the distance on Zorrilla. Didn't really get his power punches off. He struggled. I felt he won the fight, but he didn't look great. And that last performance is kind of sticking in my mind, especially considering what type of fighter Devin Haney is. Devin Haney, similar dimensions to Zorrilla. Haney is 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. Zorrilla was 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. Similar dimensions, and like Zorrilla, Devin Haney is going to play the role as the mover in this fight, you would imagine. And we saw how many problems Zorrilla gave Prograis with that style. Difference here is Haney is a much better mover than Zorrilla. Haney's jab, in my opinion, is far superior. I believe he's got better feet in general than Zorrilla. He's a better long-range boxer in general. Better straight right, better 1-2, better counters from the outside. He's just a better boxer than Zorrilla. And he's got the style to, once again, make Prograis chase this fight. Make Prograis chase the initiative. Prograis, to me, is best when somebody is coming onto him, when somebody's attacking him or standing with him. In those moments, Prograis can light you up. He can land that big left hand out of that southpaw stance, the right hook. He can dig to the body. He's good up close. He's good at mid-range. When you're coming on to Prograis, you're in for a world of hurt. He can really dish it out in those moments, but I don't think Prograis is the greatest at chasing a mover, so to speak, cutting the ring off, etc. He can do it okay, but it's not his specialty. One thing I don't like from Prograis in this build-up is he's talking about his skills too much. And I'll tell you what I mean. I hate it when you get a boxer type like Devin Haney and certain guys will try to box with them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They'll try to, for some reason, they'll just stand and box with the boxer and negate what they do well. They'll try and go tit for tat with the boxer. I see that in a lot of fights, and at the end of a fight, you feel to yourself, this guy did not leave it all in the ring. He didn't take the risks. He didn't be aggressive. Prograis can't get into that mindset in this fight. He can't go tit for tat with Devin Haney because he'll get outpointed, in my opinion, with Devin Haney's jab. Prograis needs to be aggressive here. Prograis, listen, Haney has struggled with southpaws in the past. We saw that against Lomachenko. Most people felt he lost. Now, I'm not saying Prograis can do what Loma did, because Loma's got much quicker feet. He's better off the angles. He's a better boxer in general. We know that. But he struggled in that Loma fight, Haney. But he also struggled in the Jojo Diaz fight. Now, I think Jojo Diaz has a style that Prograis can replicate. You know, Jojo in that fight was applying steady pressure. He was nice and compact. At times he was making himself a smaller target, fighting with a guard, firing that jab, trying to get close to Haney and work up close. I think Prograis can replicate that sort of style. And the difference here is, you know, one thing about Jojo, he's not a big puncher. He can't knock the skin off a rice pudding, quite frankly. Prograis can. If Prograis can fight in a similar way to Jojo and how he fought Haney, then Prograis could have success here, because he's a much bigger puncher. He's a much bigger puncher with both hands. He's got a powerful right hook out of that southpaw stance, a power jab out of that southpaw stance with a right hand. He's got a powerful overhand left. I think if he can get in those moments, he can make those punches count. And one thing about Devin Haney I've never really been convinced with is his durability, his chin. We saw Linares hurt Haney. That's not a big deal, because Linares can punch, especially with that speed he has. But I saw Jojo stop Haney in his tracks. Haney wasn't badly buzzed, but he felt the shots. Jojo can't punch. Lomachenko, he can hit harder than people think, but he's not a massive puncher. He hurt Haney in that fight a couple of times. He's nowhere near as big a puncher, in my opinion, as Prograis. That's what this fight's going to come down to for Prograis, is power. Ultimately, we like to talk about skills this, skills that, and this, that, and the third, but he needs to put himself in positions to find those power shots. He needs to test that chin of Haney, test that heart, try to go to the body, you know. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to take risks. It's that simple. Devin Haney needs to do what Devin Haney does. Get behind the jab, half step back, jab, counter left hook, especially against the southpaw. Straight right down the pipe, rinse and repeat. We know what Haney does well. Haney does well when he's boxing and moving, in my opinion. That's his best style. Sometimes he'll try and mix it up, as we saw against Linares, where he tried to put it on Linares. He can try to play the boxer-puncher role, but I don't think he's really got the physicality to excel in that area, to be honest. He hasn't got the power to excel in the boxer-puncher style. He can do it, but he doesn't excel at it. He's best when he boxes and moves, and that's what he needs to do against Prograis, because Prograis isn't the greatest, like I said, at chasing a moving fighter. He's not that great at throwing on the front foot. So for me, Haney needs to box and move here. I think he will do. It's an interesting fight because of the power of Prograis. Stylistically, I think it favours Haney, to be honest. But I think it's a good fight. I'd like Prograis to win, just because I prefer his style. But I think the safe bet here is Haney on points. UD. I think Prograis has his moments. Maybe Haney gets rocked a couple of times. Who knows? Maybe he even gets dropped. But I think what you'll see here is Haney wins a tough fight, but a clear enough decision. UD. Yeah. It's an interesting one. And also for Devin Haney, he's now at 140. He's not cutting quite as much weight. Maybe he's got more energy. Maybe his punch resistance is actually better now due to not cutting as much weight. Maybe he hits harder. Who knows? There's that as well. So maybe the move up in weight will reinvigorate Haney also. There's that to consider. And interestingly as well, one last point to make. I know Haney's moving up in weight, but he looks like the significantly bigger guy. How that guy made lightweight's quite surprising, actually. But it is what it is. I've got Devin Haney on points here. What about you guys? How do you see this fight going? Who are you picking? I'm rooting for Prograis, but listen, I have to use my head. I'm picking Haney on points. Share your thoughts below. Peace.